Hi, and welcome to 10 Kids, 2 Docs, Parenting Insights from Pediatrician Moms. I'm Dr. Sylvia Bank.
And I'm Dr. Vivian Carlin. Welcome back.
Welcome back. We are so excited today because we are being joined by two special guests, our husbands, Joseph Bank and Erik Carlin. First of all, I'd like to introduce my husband, Joseph Bank.
While I'm not a doctor, I do think of myself as an experienced parent and somebody who enjoys parenting, so might have some advice on those fronts.
Great, welcome.
This is my husband, Erik Carlin.
Yeah, Vivian deals with anything medical in our family and anything related to parenting, but hopefully I can share some insights as a dad.
Well, thank you for joining us, and let's jump in.
Welcome to the 10 Kids, 2 Docs podcast. Seasoned pediatricians and longtime friends, Sylvia Bank and Vivian Carlin have counseled thousands of parents and are raising 4 and 6 kids, respectively. Join these doctor moms as they incorporate fun and their combined wisdom and experience to share parenting insights for anyone looking for practical and trustworthy guidance. Please note that this podcast is not intended to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment from your doctor.
All right, so first of all, I want to hear from you guys what you think about our podcast and what you think about the time and the efforts that we put towards this very special thing of ours.
I particularly like to hear about how you think how far we've come in our production aspects.
Okay, yes, especially you do. I have to say, they are our partners in real life, and they do offer us valuable feedback when it comes to our podcast. So why don't we start with the content? Joey, what do you think about the content that we've produced and released?
Sure. Well, I think I've listened to every episode. I think that most of the time the content is very interesting for me. It's hard to tell sometimes because I'm so familiar with a lot of the stories.
Yes.
I obviously know everything that happens in my household, and we've been friends for years. So a lot of the times I know the stories you guys tell. Like a few times there have been some pretty funny ones that I can guess which child it's likely been, which is always fun. So I have gotten
Have
some
there any
novelty.
stories where you've laughed out loud?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. But part of it, I've a little bit of difficulty as a critic seeing how it would be viewed from the outside.
Sure,
right? So I
right.
find the story funny perhaps because I know that child personally and I can see exactly how that would work. Somebody who might not know them as well. It's hard for me to always read whether or not that would be as entertaining
Right.
or as impactful.
What about the parenting advice?
You and I discuss our parenting very frequently, and I think it's very true to our style. We've been friends with the Carlins for years, and I know their parenting style as well, although there have been some insights just in terms of seeing some of the differences and seeing, you guys discuss where you do things differently and hearing some of their insights. I kind of have seen the lived aspect of it, but maybe haven't heard always the philosophy behind it. So hearing that's
sure.
kind of interesting.
Yeah, I think what's interesting is that we, in many ways, have different parenting styles and approaches, but it's not like there's one right way. And I think what's interesting about this podcast to me is just the differing perspectives and the fact that I think the listeners can probably end up finding common ground with different aspects of how each of you approach things. So I think that's probably pretty cool too.
Yeah, I think the uniform thing that I tend to hear is a thoughtfulness and a caring about things, right? Like that very few of the decisions are done on a whim or without some forethought. And I feel like that was
being purposeful.
a theme of being purposeful and caring behind that. And with that as the central theme, sure, sometimes you come to some slightly different decisions,
right.
But the end result is often similar because there was thought and purpose behind it.
Interesting. So let's hear about our production quality. We have entered this at not knowing a single thing about recording, podcasting, or anything.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, okay, and if our listeners don't know, you both are in the field of technology.
Right.
Well, I think if your listeners go back to one of your early episodes versus this
so
one,
bad.
Yeah, audio quality's gotten much better. We're in like a pseudo recording studio now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Like,
now that we have 3 in college, I have claimed one of the bedrooms as my recording studio. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So big improvements there. I have to admit, when I got you guys started, they use Riverside for their podcasting. And when I got you set up on Riverside, I was hopeful, but a little skeptical that you guys could figure out all of the editing. And I figured I would be involved heavily in that, but
Mhm.
you guys have really just completely owned that
Thank you.
and done incredible work. So
Yeah.
I do remember maybe a month ago I approached you, Erik, and I was like, I think my abilities have outgrown Riverside.
Oh.
I want to step it up. And you said, no, that's not true.
Like he doesn't think we're ready yet.
You're not ready.
Yes.
And I
Maybe
do agree with
someday,
you.
right?
Yeah.
Maybe someday. So thank you.
yes. Also, I think, are you guys now including videos, right?
Yeah, you're going to be on our YouTube
yes,
channel.
Yes. So that to me is like a huge step forward in production quality.
Okay.
For sure.
Yeah, so we're working on that too. It's a learning curve. Everything has been a learning
It
curve.
is. I'm sure a year from now we'll look back on our video now and we'll just cringe.
Right. But everyone has to start somewhere. Right?
Yeah. You just have to put something out. Otherwise, you never start.
Right.
This is true.
Yeah, I actually feel like, so I don't have a huge YouTube channel myself, but
Shameless plug.
Who has more followers?
Yeah, I have a lot more
He has a lot more followers.
But
Does he?
I've been producing content that was like initially like.
Are you really just on here to kind of cross promote your own channel?
No.
Josh? Is that what
Originally it was like, to video my kids skiing, and I put up those to like share with family members or whatever. And then like I tend to be sort of somebody who likes to develop oddball skills. And a lot of the time in the process of developing those, videoing yourself is a very useful thing. And I would put those up on YouTube and have a few friends who had similar interests or whatever who would watch.
I do think, Joe, you could boost your fan base by posting our shorts on your channel.
Yeah. So maybe look out for that.
Yeah.
Give us your handle, Joe. How can people find you?
There's good overlap between mountain biking and parenting.
Parenting, 100%.
Yes.
So one of the things,
Same target audience.
Very similar.
so one of the reasons why we wanted to have you guys on our show today is because we are 10 kids, 2 docs, but you guys are still a part of that 10 kids, right? There are kids and your kids too. So our big theme and what's really drove us to create the podcast and continue our programming is this thought of parents under pressure, right? Based on a Surgeon General advisory last year, parents today feel a lot of pressure parenting. And we spent in our season opener talking a little bit about our personal moments in parenting where we felt was high pressure. So we were hoping that as parents of 4 and 6 kids respectively, maybe you could share with our audience your personal parents under pressure moments.
One of the stresses I feel of being a computer programmer who the youngest, I didn't have younger siblings. I've never taken care of anything other than a dog. I'm married to a physician. She's a pediatrician who has a lot of specialty in taking care of kids. And she was also the mother, breastfeeding and taking all of the primary care responsibilities. So you can imagine the level of expertise that she had versus me. A challenge was trying to understand, what is my role going to be here? How do I help? How do I be effective? How do I feel as involved as I'd like to feel? I feel like there was the biggest challenge in that very early phase. I don't know how to hold them, feed them, whatever.
Or change a diaper.
Right. Or as I'm learning those things and I'm, kind of incompetent at it compared to the expert, it's hard not to always just be like, I'm messing up here. Why don't you just take over? Mm-hmm. And I found that the thing that got me over a hump was having more independence, where I took care of the child in situations where she wasn't around. So I think some of my most rewarding aspects of parenting in those early days when it was a challenge were times where I just accepted, okay, I'm going to do it my way. It's probably not going to be as good or whatever. And it's fine. You develop some confidence in your own expertise, I think, by having some of that independent time. There were a few times where, when they were very young, we were trading off vacation time, where I was using my vacation time to watch multiple children. And it was pretty fun to be the pretend stay-at-home dad for a week or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know that I would want to do it permanently. I think finding that independent time with them, I think, was very empowering in terms of what my relationship with them was, particularly when they were very young.
Yeah, I feel like that's a really good thing for couples to have in mind with a baby, that often it is hard for both parents to feel like they're involved in the care of the baby. And it usually is if the mother is breastfeeding, right. The father has difficulty. I mean, in addition to the mother has carried this baby through the pregnancy, right? There's a natural bond that's occurred there that has yet to occur with the other parent. And I love the recognition that having to do it on your own without Sylvia present actually gave you a freedom to develop that skill.
Yeah.
And I also kind of love that intentionality of analytically solving the problem. Like, hey, this helps. Like, let me have time alone when you're not present.
Right.
And then I will change that diaper and know that if it looks like it's backwards or whatever, you're not even going to know. Right.
Yeah, I think a very specific example of something like that was in some of her first shifts back working, where I was taking care of the baby. I don't remember exactly how young our first was when she started taking shifts again or whatever. But I remember having this mentality of, oh, she said she would be home at whatever it was, 5 o'clock or whatever. I just have to make it to 5 o'clock and maybe I won't feed them or whatever. And that really is sucking. And like going to the mentality of, I'm just going to be taking care of this baby forever. Right? Or whatever. I don't care when she gets back. Half the time she wouldn't get home till 6 or whatever. And I don't want to feel like stressed about that. And you just need to be prepared to do this infinitely.
It's sort not of that like transition from, I'm not a babysitter.
Right.
You can't claim that you're babysitting.
Right. Like,
you are now father forever.
Right.
Forever.
A friend told me you don't babysit your own children.
Yeah.
Right.
That's not a thing. So I think we actually had a small dispute at one point when you said you're going to be home from work at a certain time.
Oh yeah, this was stressful for you
watching
too.
Our kids, and that time hit, and I was like,
where is she?
Where is she?
Yes.
And you were rightfully delayed. I think I don't know.
Sure, in medicine we are always rightfully delayed. Right, always.
But I was not sympathetic to that, and it took me a little while to, like Joe said, sort of get comfortable with just caring for the kids.
I mean, with that, like getting out of work on time, this goes back to one of my life mantras. If you have low expectations, you're rarely disappointed and often pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, so it did help to just change my expectation to like, she might be home tomorrow, or whatever. I don't know, whatever. If I have to put the child to bed for good and take care of them for the rest of the day, and she gets home the next day, and then when she got home early, as you say, I'm pleasantly surprised and happy that
to me, the sort of theme in that is really just almost selflessness a little bit. There's certain expectations and a team effort, but if for some reason your spouse is unable to sort of meet those exact expectations, it's just you're working together as a team, and being able to cover and not have such high expectations about exactly what each party is going to do.
Right.
Well, I think parenting in general is an exercise in transitioning your desires from what's best for self to what's best for others.
So thank you so much to our special guests for coming on. I hope you had a good time on our show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
maybe you'll invite us back sometime.
I really enjoyed this discussion. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, this has been 10 Kids, 2 Docs. I'm Erik.
And I'm Joe.
See you next time.
See you next time. Please join us for our next bonus episode where you'll get to hear Erik talk about his most stressful memories in parenting.
Thank you for listening to 10 Kids, 2 Docs, hosted and created by Sylvia Bank and Vivian Carlin. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe and recommend our podcast to other listeners. Visit our website at 10kids2docs.com, where you can find links to social media and leave comments or suggestions. Back next week with more topics in parenting.